Hi, can you hear and
How are
see
you?
me clearly?
Yes, yes, I can. How are
Perfect.
you doing?
I am doing very well. I've been really excited for this live session, so very excited to get it started.
Great. So, I would like to introduce Miss Universe India Nagaland to our viewers. How excited are you on a scale of 1 to 10?
I am on a 10. If there was a higher number, I would be, but I don't think I'm allowed to choose more.
Oh, you can. You are allowed to
Oh,
choose any number that you want.
100.
Great. So, if you could give a quick introduction about yourself to our viewers.
Hi, I'm Ruopfu Whiso. A lot of people can't pronounce my name, so you can always call me Ro or Ruopfu. I am a content creator. I love talking about skincare, about self-love, and I'm also a host. I mostly do pageants, I've done concerts, and of course, formal events as well. I just love to discuss about different stories, and of course, I'm also really into reading books. Thank you.
Amazing. So, now that the pageant is so close, there's no time, 2 days left, right? How are you feeling that you're a finalist of Miss Universe India and you're Miss Universe India Nagaland? What is the feeling?
It still feels so surreal. I don't really get that feeling yet. And I was just telling my sister, how are we going to do this? Because I still feel like there's so many things I have to complete, so many things that I still have to pack. But hopefully we get them done by tonight. And I'm so excited to meet my pageant sisters and all the Miss Universe team very soon.
Amazing. So, tell me more about how are the preparations going and how are you preparing for your pageant?
There are a lot of places I'm preparing for. Example, I've been working out at the gym, just trying to get toned as much as possible before the pageant dates come. I've been working on getting my diet really good in order so that I'm getting that strength and I'm also getting the proper sustenance required for good skin, a healthy body. I've also been really working on my ramp walk, and as my mentor has been telling me, practice each and every single day. So anytime in between, I just do my ramp walk anywhere on the road or even when on my makeup artist studio. And I've also been really researching on a lot of social issues that have been going on in the world and in India as well, because a beauty queen always has to be prepared for any questions that are thrown at her. And I really hope to ace that section.
Absolutely. So, which part of the pageant are you the most excited for and nervous for? It could be anything. It could be the swimsuit round, interview round, anything.
I think the thing I'm most excited about is, as you said, the interview and the Q&A round, because I feel like that's one of my strengths. Because for the longest time, I've been on the stage, I've been speaking, and I feel like this is one of the best places and the best opportunities for me to speak my mind. That's what I'm most excited for. The one that I'm most nervous about is probably the swimsuit round. I am not really a person that wears swimsuits a lot, but I do understand that it's a requirement. And it's also a section that I'm really excited to explore and just see what it brings out of me.
Amazing. So, as pageant girls, there is a cause that we always work towards that is very close to our heart. So, what is your advocacy about and how are you working towards it?
I am currently working on the issue of the old age home, and I've partnered up with the Good Samaritans Home for the Elderly. Someone once said that more than any other advocacy, the elderly need a lot of help because they have medications, they require a lot of dedicated facilities for them, and a lot of these people are left without family, without anybody, their brothers, sisters, anybody known to them has passed on. And I feel like they are a section of the society that is often neglected. They require compassion, understanding, and a good dedicated medical system to assist them. So what I'm working on is trying to raise funds for them so that I can help them with their medical fees and also create a sustainable income so that they're not just relying on society's help, but also able to sustain themselves.
Amazing. So, for you, what is more important, money or happiness?
Ooh, what, what a question. I believe it's happiness because at the end of the day, as my mother said, money comes and goes, but it's the happiness, the people around you, the connections, the stories you have that matter the most. Definitely happiness.
Great. And how has the support from your parents and family and friends been like?
When I first went to pageants, it was my sister who pushed me. She once told me, you are tall, you can speak, why don't you try out pageants? And that was such a simple reason, but over the years, I think has been one of my biggest supporters. My brother always is there to help me out with whatever thing I need help in. He drives me around. My sister is there to help me with clothes. She makes sure that all my schedule is like on the dot. My mother is like my biggest supporter. She constantly prays for me and she cooks me the best food so that I'm both healthy and strong. And she's always stressing about it. She's like, you're becoming so thin. But I was telling mom, it's not like that. And I think
Great.
the support has been amazing so far.
Amazing. So, like Miss Universe has changed a lot of its rules and they're breaking boundaries and giving more. Now, transgender women are allowed to take part. Age isn't really an issue anymore. And plus size women are allowed to take part. So, what do you have to say about that?
I think in a way the world is becoming more inclusive and Miss Universe has been a flag bearer of that inclusivity. It has
Absolutely.
been one
Yeah.
of the exactly, it has been one of the first pageants to bring in so much inclusivity to its pageant. And I think as a modern day woman, we need to be more compassionate, we need to be more understanding and to have a more open minded approach to a lot of things. I think as a women the traditional aspect is slowly changing, and I'm trying to learn each day. I'm trying to educate myself more and more, and I feel like this platform will also teach me a lot more and to be more open-minded towards certain topics as well.
Amazing. So, like pageantry gets two kinds of feedback, positive and negative, like any other field. But a lot of people have to say that, women shouldn't be taking part in pageants. It's just a bunch of beautiful girls walking down the ramp. And it's looked at very negatively as well. So, what do you have to talk about the hate that pageants receive?
I think I'm a person who has been very familiar with hate, especially towards criticism, because as a person with a bigger platform on Instagram, I do come across a lot of times where it's just a lot of people spread rumors about it, where they create a lot of misunderstanding. And it's very sad because in today's world where information is so readily available, people choose to close off their mind to such a big section of community. And pageantry is so much more than just the looks, just the body, or just the clothes. Queens spent years preparing for something like this. And it's so saddening to see someone just put down an entire section of people's efforts saying it's just looks. If they could see what impact we make, if they could understand what beauty queens truly do, I think they would change themselves and become better people.
Amazing. So, continuing that question, in the day and age that we are,
Mhm.
criticism, bullying, trolling has increased so much,
Yes.
and it can really take a toll over a person's head. So, how do you manage such kind of criticism, stress, or anxiety?
I think there are a lot of different circumstances that play into bullying or criticism. Some situations you can separate yourself. For example, on social media, some people may give you constructive advice, which you may take and make a better version of yourself. Or maybe if it's just plain hate, you can always delete and move on. So I always say you have the right to comment, I have the right to delete it. But there are also situations, for example, bullying in schools where you're unable to extract yourself from that situation because you're forced to be in that place. And I know it can be hard, especially when it's come to bullying in schools or in offices, but I think it's always right to bring attention to that bullying. It may be difficult to speak up, but at the end of the day, if you do it, you're going to lead a much better life.
Amazing. So, let's assume you won Miss Universe India 2024, right? How important is it for you to represent India internationally?
I think each Miss Universe over the years has been bringing something new to the table, and I also am very confident that the background that I come from, the views that I come from, the lessons I've learned, and the experiences that I have will give something new. It will also give the world a new face of Miss Universe India, and it also gives a different perspective. And I am very hopeful, and I will try my best to bring this crown home.
Yes. Continuing that question, if you win Miss Universe India 2024, in your finale round of your internationals, what would your dream gown look like?
I feel like my dream gown would be in maybe a red or a gold. I feel like red is such a powerful color. It's the color that is common for every single human on earth and every living organism. And gold is such a royal color. I feel like it has to be those two.
Amazing. So I feel like this is such a right question to ask you, whatever I'm going to ask now.
Okay.
But I put up a questionnaire on my story, and one of the most asked questions from our viewers was, as pageant girls, is there any skincare routine that we follow, a skincare regime that we follow? So is there anything that you would like to share with our viewers? Any skincare secret, any skincare tips?
I think when you want to start a skincare regime, you should always identify what kind of skin type you have and what concern you have. So, for example, your skin type is dry, you can go for hyaluronic acid based products. If your skin is maybe dull and you want to brighten it, you can always go for vitamin C. And personally, for me, I have a lot of recommendations on my account, and people get confused a lot. They're like, "What should we use? We don't know." The one thing that I answer them is always keep it simple. First, you should wear a face wash or a cleanser, any one of them works, an essence or a serum, a moisturizer, a sunscreen, and that's it. That's just four products you need. It's that simple. The simpler it is, the better, because when you load your skin with so much products, it cannot breathe. So always make sure you're asking your skin what it needs.
Amazing. So, what is the true essence of being a woman for you, and what is a modern day woman for you?
I think being a modern day woman has changed since the past 20 years. It has been more about getting a job, becoming more self sustaining, becoming independent. And I'm so lucky to be surrounded by so many confident women in my life. They inspire me daily. So the definition definitely changes, but it's always a woman who is able to sustain herself, to be financially independent, to be able to travel wherever she wants in the world without needing any assistance. And I think that is just beautiful. It's a wonderful world we live in right now.
Amazing. So, in your pageant journey, what are the difficulties that you face, and how have you overcome those difficulties?
I think the most recent difficulty was my ramp walk. And I have not been doing pageant ramp walk for a long time now. And it took some time for me to get into the swing of a beauty queen's walk because it's very unique. You need a lot of sways, you need a lot of grace behind it. And I've been trying to bring that back into my entire walk. And I've been mentored by Sir Arnish, and I'm very lucky and very honored to have learned from him. Another of the challenges that I faced was maintaining my schedule because three, four things happening at the same time and me trying to make one thing work has been so difficult. I've been trying to prioritize it and I've learned that I can't ace every single one of them. I wish I could. So I've been trying to make sure that this is on my second, third, and we're making that work right now.
Amazing. So, in the generation that we are today, the generation gap with our parents is quite a lot, right? And there are a lot of things that we don't understand about them, and a lot of things that they don't understand about us. So, do you think there's something that we can learn from them and something that they can learn from us?
I think we need to understand that our parents were raised very differently, and especially in my scenario in Nagaland, my mother was not a high school pass out, and she's had to struggle a lot, and especially in the case of my father as well. And they grew up struggling to provide a better life for their children, and they had to be strong, they had to be very stubborn, and that stubbornness still ends up today. So I have to really convince my mom that, Mom, I want this, and I have to really ask her to relax because I think for them, they've been trying to hustle a lot through a lot of their life and they have had to relax. And I think what the elderly generation could learn from us as well is having a more open-minded approach because our generation more than any other has been so welcoming of different genders,
Definitely.
of the different situations in life, of different people, and both genders could really learn from each other. And if there could be understanding, there would be so beautiful.
Amazing. So, social media plays such an important role in our lives today. And the sad part is that it is being used for all the wrong reasons as well. And I understand it can't be totally avoided, but what measures do you think we can take to avoid the negative part of the social media?
I think being part of social media itself, you must realize it comes with its positive and negative impacts. If you're being praised by 10 people, you will also be looked down by 10 people. And I don't think there's any way you can avoid negative feedbacks. You just have to differentiate what is criticism and what is just hate. And for the longest time, for almost 3, 4 years, I was struggling to juggle those two sections. And I've come to realize that at the end of the day, social media may paint you as one picture, but it's the family and friends that who really see you that counts. And it's important to keep the two different.
Amazing. Is there any quote that you believe in, and do you believe in manifestation?
Oh, definitely. I was just thinking about it before I joined this live. There's a quote that goes, and it's very cliche, when you desire something hard enough, the entire universe will bring it for you and make it a possibility. And I think that's so beautiful.
This is actually the quote that I believe in too. When I was in my pageant, this was the same very line that I
Oh,
said myself as
oh.
well. Yeah.
But it is, but you don't realize it. But when you look back, a lot of things just happen to click and they lead you to that one destination. And it's
Absolutely.
so beautiful when this happens.
So, in this generation that we are, there is a lot of lack of respect for the older generation, or just mutual respect is decreasing a lot. So, what do you have to say about that?
I think it's also a very delicate line to toe because in this modern world, we have become very individualistic. It's become me, myself, and I. You can't blame people for it, especially, but the older people, they have had their own lives. They also expect a lot from the younger generation. They expect us to make sure to keep the world clean, to make sure that the economy is still surviving. And every generation has a way of tackling it, but it's important to understand and to treat each other with compassion. Everyone, the young or old, has their own lives, they have their own stories, and both people need to treat each other with compassion and understanding.
Amazing. So, out of all the queens, who is your favorite and how have they inspired you?
I think the one who I love the most right now is Shayanika, Miss Tripura, and I love that she posts so often. She is so confident about the way that she presents herself, and I love that she speaks so confidently because for me, a woman being able to say her thoughts openly and with such grace is something I really cheer for and I really look forward to. I'm really, really looking forward to meeting her in reality and just sitting down and talking if we get the chance.
Amazing. So, what motivates you and inspires you to get out of your bed every day and strive for what you really want?
I think at the end of the day, it's just simple pleasures. Seeing my cat on my bed in the morning makes me happy. Hearing my mom cooking in the kitchen makes me happy. And more than that, it's sometimes the comments, the messages that I get in my DM saying, we know you're struggling, but you can do this. We've been following you since 2018. We're going to be with you through this journey. And those are the ones I screenshot and I keep like a ledger of them. It's very dramatic. But I think those are the small things that really pushes me, not the big things they do, but smaller things count.
Amazing. So, if you could relive any day in your life, which day would it be?
I think it would be a day when I was in my fourth standard. I came home, it was a very rainy day. My sister had gotten me like Tinkle comic with her first ever salary. My brother was there, he gave me a chocolate. My mom was there, we had dinner together. And those small memories are so warm. It's still lost in my head, and I would wish to revisit them again.
Amazing. So, for somebody who hasn't visited Nagaland, like let's say me, I've never visited Nagaland. How would
I
you
see.
market? Yeah, how would you market Nagaland?
I think if you've never visited Nagaland, you will love it because my land is known to be a people of hospitality. We have festivals happening every month of the year, and it all culminates into the Hornbill Music Festival or Hornbill Festival in the month of December. Our people are so kind, hospitable. If you come to my village, that is Konama, the first green village of India, you can walk into any home. They will welcome you. They will give you tea. They will give you something to eat. And that is what makes my people so unique. That's what makes us such good social people. We're always welcoming of others. And if you ever wish to visit Nagaland, as my other sisters have invited you, please let us know. We would love to host
I
you.
would love to come one day. It seems
Please
like a
do.
beautiful place, so I definitely one day, hopefully.
Definitely. You should definitely reach out if you do.
So, with the increasing population, poverty is also increasing. So, what measures do you think as a society we can take to eradicate poverty?
There are a lot of reasons that leads to poverty. Maybe they don't have clean water. Maybe they're having employment issues. Maybe they're having their lands taken away from them. There are a lot of different reasons, but as I've been saying since the beginning of this life, compassion. And as a beauty queen, it's taught me so much about kindness and compassion. As a society, we need to be able to look out for one another. There are many people in the top of the world who are so wealthy, they do not know what to do with it. There are some who cannot even get a sip of water. And I think this difference creates a lot of misunderstandings and divide in society. So if we can all sit together, come to a solution, figure out how we can improve poverty for each different region in our own society, in our own ways, I think that would truly be a good way to move forward. Step one.
Amazing. What is the key to success for you?
I think success means different things for different people, but I think success is when you're truly satisfied. For someone, winning the first prize may be success, but for another, just getting a pass mark may be success for them. And if you're satisfied with it, if you think that I've worked hard for this and I deserve it, that is success.
Amazing. If you could give a quick run through of how your daily routine is like morning to night.
I think the first moment I wake up, I always get like a sip of water in my body. Then I quickly have my oats. Then I get ready for my designer fittings because my designers are amazing. They make me keep coming into fittings so that it fits me properly. Then I make sure that I shoot a bit of content for my social media, that I have some stories or maybe some videos that I upload. I quickly edit them. I take some classes on how I can better prepare myself, just take a diary, note down certain things that I might need. And I just sometimes call up my sister or my mom and just tell them that I need this. Could you prepare it for me or could you buy it for me? And at the end of the day, I always end my day with a good gym session. I always spend about 2 hours there. I come back, I have a good dinner, and I take my cat to my bed, and it's a good night.
Amazing. So now we will hop on to some fun questions, which is our rapid fire round. So very like
Mhm.
spontaneous, fun answers. Okay?
All right.
Heels or shoes?
Heels.
Swimsuit round or evening gown round?
Evening gown now.
Are you an extrovert or an introvert?
Introvert by nature, extrovert by situations.
Okay. Books or movies?
Definitely books.
Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Beaches or mountains?
I, I think beaches.
Okay. Cats or dogs?
Definitely cats. Though I have a dog as well.
Sweet or savory?
Savory. All the way.
If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
I think it would be to stop time. I would love to know what the world is getting up to when I stop time at an instant.
Okay. If there was any non-existent job which you wish was a job in real life, which one do you wish it could be?
I think it would be the job of hugging cats and dogs. Not like a veterinarian necessarily, but just hugging them and just doing that all the time.
Okay. If your pets could say something about you, what do you think they would say?
My cat would be like, this woman spends too much time on her bed, get her out.
Okay. What was your last Google search, if you remember?
I think my last Google search was to how to make your hair more voluminous. I've really been looking out for that.
Okay. How many languages do you speak?
I would say four, two of my own regional language, English and Hindi.
Okay. If you could say something to your younger self, what would that be?
Hold on, the world is looking so much bigger and brighter than you ever imagined because you never would imagine your older self would be here, but just be brave, keep doing what you're doing, and you are amazing.
Okay. Now, to all the viewers and young girls watching you who aspire to, be a part of pageantry or, be finalists of Miss Universe India one day, be your successors, Miss Universe
Yeah.
Nagaland one day, if you could, share something with them in your regional language.
Regional
Yes.
language. Miss Universe Nagaland आयो दो preparation लगे बालो research करूँ कि कोले से अपनी कि कोठा कोले से the Miss Universe kan ki ऐसे कि कपड़ा करे कि ला advocacy कि ला exact because pageant सब अलग थे so सब इधर research करूँ ना आयो नो इशुला इनी without doing anything अहिले ना बिशी दुख पाई जाए so बालो research करूँ walk बाल हो लगे कोठा भी बाल हो लगे और कपड़ा हन सब टिक टाक थे बालो करो thank you.
Amazing. We are done for today. I had so much fun interviewing you. I hope you had fun.
Likewise. I definitely had so much fun.
Amazing. All the best for your finale. Hopefully, we get to see each other soon.
I think we will. I think we will. You've
Until
been an
then,
amazing host. Thank you so
thank
much.
you. Thank you so much. Take care. Have an amazing pageant. All the
Oh,
best.
thank you.